This is Brooke.
And this is Nikki.
And this is my so-called whatever.
So if this is your first time listening, welcome.
Welcome. We are doing...
Well, first, I have a sore throat, so I might have to edit this quite a bit because I'm constantly clearing my throat. And I sound nasally, and I'm really sorry about that. If it's bugging, if people are audophiles, that's a thing, right?
I think
they're called audophiles. Like,
yeah.
And you notice that I'm phlegmy. I apologize. Maybe I just pointed that out now, and now they're like, ew.
I'm always nasally. It's just my voice, so...
Not really. I don't think so.
I feel like it, like, I hear it now.
No.
But...
Someone told us that we do not have vocal fry.
That's great.
And that was a while ago, and I forgot to tell you that.
That's great, because I worry about that. And the only reason I worry about that, I didn't even know that was a thing until I was reading reviews for another podcast that I listened to.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody commented, and they were like, I can't listen to this. She has terrible vocal fry. But she really doesn't, and I've tried to hear the vocal fry, and I can't. Phoebe Judge from Criminal, you do not have vocal fry.
I just don't really care. I'm sure a lot of the podcasts I listen to, maybe they have it, but I enjoy their content, so whatevs.
They talk how they talk.
Exactly. And we're going to talk how we talk in our Maine accents.
That's right.
We don't have a down east accent. We have a mid-Maine accent. Which I'm not really sure.
I don't really know what a mid-Maine accent is.
It's like it comes out when we're mad.
We say wicked.
We say wicked. We say dooryard. That's where you park your car. I don't really say that.
Yeah, I do say dooryard.
I say dooryard.
And I talk to a lot of people, kind of like you do for work, and like not coworkers so much, but other vendors that are not from here. And some of the things I say, they're like, huh?
So, like, when you say I'm right out straight, I say that all the time.
I say it all the time.
I am right out straight today.
Because I'm literally almost always right out straight. And I'll say it to pretty much anybody that will listen. Feel bad for me. And they have no idea what I'm talking about.
And they'll pretend like they do, I think, sometimes.
Right. Oh.
Okay. Probably thinking...
Are you tired?
Yeah. But what right out straight means is I'm super busy. I'm wicked busy.
Very busy.
Yeah. So this week...
We're talking about a movie. You picked the movie this week.
I did.
And
I picked the topic last week, so next week you need to pick. Because I feel like I've taken advantage of that.
No, but I think it's been really good. I mean, let's face it. For these Halloween episodes, the one that I picked was Punky Brewster.
Hey, but it was still good.
Sure.
I didn't remember it,
but
which was weird because I know I watched it.
I know you did.
Everybody did. When he was like in the rock, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, wow.
That freaked me out.
You know what freaked me out even more than anything?
What?
Was the Margot, like, marionette thing.
Oh, the thing that I have as a GIF?
Yes. Ooh, I don't like that. Anyway.
So this week
we're talking about
Poltergeist.
You guys, I'd never seen this movie.
And I saw it. It explains a lot about my childhood. I'm just going to...
At the tender age of...
I'm thinking like 5 or 6.
Lord.
I either watched it with my sister. I don't think so, because she was really cautious about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, I watched it. Maybe my parents thought I was sleeping. I mean, I joke around, but the memories that I'm having, which is, I haven't watched this since I was little.
Really?
No, I thought that I had seen it, and I did not. No, I've not seen this movie since I was little.
Oh my gosh. I had never seen it. I had seen the very end, maybe once, maybe twice. My husband watches a lot of movies, and he'll watch the same ones over and over again, so I may have caught a piece of it, but it was just the end. And it wasn't the whole end. It was probably like a 3-minute snippet, and I'm like, I'm all set.
And also, I'm sure, like a lot of, when they have the specials on TV, they'll show clips of the movie. And so I feel like that's where I thought I'd watch it again, but I know I definitely did not.
Yeah.
Now, Poltergeist 2 and 3, I know that I saw 3, which is the one with the old guy that sings a song. I know that I saw that a couple times. That one bothers me. Like, I don't think I could watch that again.
No.
Just because the old guy, Kane.
I've never seen it. Can I be honest? I didn't realize.
Of course.
I didn't realize until after I watched the movie. Last night I watched it, and afterwards I kind of got looking at some different things about it. I didn't realize there was a Poltergeist 2 and 3.
And after this movie, after we talk about it, it's like, really, guys?
So, just so I know, 2 and 3, is it the same family?
The little girl who played Carol Ann, she's in both. I'm not sure about the brother.
I think he's in them, only because of an interview I read with him.
Okay, but they probably wrote her off as going to college or something. You know, the older sister, which is sad, which we'll find out. I mean, a lot of people who are listening to this, you probably already know. We'll get into some of the behind the scenes stuff a little bit. Not too much, because there's a lot out there and you can Google it.
There's a lot out there.
All right. So do you want me to give you some facts on Poltergeist first?
Let's hear some facts.
Okay. So Poltergeist was released on June 4th, 1982. Did not think it was that old.
I knew it was that old.
I didn't realize it was that old. So the director, quote unquote, is Toby Hooper, or I think I'm saying that right. So here's the weird thing. When I was watching the what do you call it? I don't know what the professional term is for it, but the intro, the opening credits, it said produced by Steven Spielberg and Frank Marshall, which Frank Marshall is the guy from Happy Days, isn't it?
Is it like Penny Marshall's dad?
Okay, I should have looked that up. I should have done some more fact checking.
That's all right.
But so I was like, oh, this is Steven Spielberg? I think I knew that. Maybe not. I was kind of surprised. But then I started looking into it because I actually wanted to find out, because we just did the Black Hope Curse.
Yeah.
I wanted to find out a lot of this runs very parallel to what happened with the Black Hope Curse, which was freaking me out.
You know what? Now that you say that,
really does.
Really
the whole
does.
thing with the bed, the whole thing with, with the thing going on top of the bed, the whole thing with the pool being dug, and it was like, which was bizarre because, as we know, that happened in the early 80s. So I couldn't find any information, but what I was seeing was over and over again, who really directed Poltergeist? I'm thinking, what? So a little side information that I found, thanks to movieplot.com, was that Steven Spielberg had signed a contract with Universal Pictures for E.T. And in that contract, it stated very specifically that he was not allowed to direct anything else. Oh. Because they didn't want it to take away from E.T. So basically what happened was he really wanted to direct this because he wrote the screenplay.
Oh, he did? I didn't know he wrote it.
With a couple other people, but yeah.
Sure.
And he was, so I think from interviews and stuff and from this movieplot.com and a couple other places that I read that were essentially saying the same thing, is that he used Toby Hooper, kind of, I guess, no offense to Toby Hooper, but I guess he was like a yes ma'am, yes ma'am. Yes, sir. I'm thinking yes ma'am from Married with Children.
What?
No ma'am. No, it was no ma'am. Oh my goodness. I just went on a tangent there. So I was, that he could basically Toby or Tobe, or however you say his name.
However you say it.
Tobe. I'm thinking Toby. Tobe. I bet it is Tobe, like Job.
That's the first thing I thought was Job.
I'm saying Toby. Like, whatever. I'm not in the movie industry. Tobe or Toby.
Yeah.
Hooper, Hopper, whatever. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. No offense to him if he's listening. But, so yeah, the final credits show that actually Toby Hooper
was the director.
At the end credits. I was really interested in that. That was kind of neat.
That is neat.
Because I think E.T. came out in what? 84? Oh, it did come out in 82? Yeah. 82 was like the year of the released movies. There was like a few other ones that were kind of showstoppers, box office hits.
Did you say showstoppers at first?
Yes, I did. All I hear is the HBO like intro theme right now. Dun, 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 ding, ding, ding.
Oh, like the old one from the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't I haven't watched HBO in a very long time.
Oh.
So the opening scene.
Yes.
Okay. We see Stephen Freeling. He's in the chair. And it's the Star Spangled Banner's playing.
Okay, remember when that used to happen?
Okay, and does it happen anymore?
No, because programming doesn't stop at the end of the night anymore. It just goes all night long. But it used to be, anybody that doesn't know or is maybe like younger, it used to be that it was usually like after like Johnny Carson.
Right.
Like midnight, 12:30, everything would go off the air. We would have static.
It started getting later and later, but hated waking up in the middle of the night to static.
Me too.
Because of this freaking movie.
See, I just hated it because, remember it was the Ants football game? That's what they used to call it.
I always said it was the TV people. This is again, well, I watched this movie too young. And I said it was
this movie.
It was the people on the TV. So do you remember on the old sets how there was like a charge?
Yes.
I always said that it was the TV people touching me.
That's
I
creepy.
always said that as a kid because I would always like put my hand up to the screen and like let it feel the little bit of the charge, how it go, you know, like, and
it was like static feeling.
Right.
It was like electric.
It was, you could feel it.
Oh, yeah.
And so I would say that's the TV people.
I remember putting my face on it.
I never did that.
I would
I was probably afraid they were going to take me right into the TV because,
Probably.
again, I saw what happened to Carol Ann. So, yeah. So they're going through the whole house as Carol Ann, before she starts actually talking to the TV.
Right.
Look at all that carpet. There's like a lot of carpet.
So
That's a lot of cleaning.
the first thing I thought was these people were rich.
Yeah.
Like that house in the 80s, that was like a showcase home.
Oh, yeah.
What a beautiful
And they were putting
home.
in a pool.
Well, yeah, I just thought like wow, like this home is gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
We had one of those TVs for the longest time.
We did too. And so my question was, when they go up to the parents' room, like in the whole opening scene, how could they watch the TV on the floor from the bed?
That's a really good question.
Because it was on the floor.
It was. I didn't think about that.
And I was thinking, wow.
They'd have to like sit up to watch it.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure they did. I'm sure it was just something that people did,
oh yeah.
which is so crazy. That was like crazy to have a big TV like that in your bedroom. They were rich. That's immediately what I thought. I was like, wow, these people, they are rolling in it.
And they had a TV in their kitchen.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, it was.
If you think about it, you guys, this is 82.
Right.
This is 82. And for them to have a remote
I was just going to say.
that didn't have a cord.
That's what I was just going to say. Like, let me just like stop the press. You had a remote control that didn't have a cord in 1982. You made it.
Right.
You had made it in life.
Right.
Because let me tell you, we first had a remote control attached to a VCR with a cord.
Yeah.
In like 1986.
And it was a very short cord.
Oh yeah, when my dad would sit in the recliner, he had to be reclined and it would just reach the bottom, like where you put your feet. That was the furthest it would go. So like he always had to have it reclined and he'd have to like get up and like move to change the clicker.
Right. Or we didn't have, I think Nan and Gramp had the remote
Yeah.
the cord, but we didn't. And so I was the remote control.
Well, we didn't have that for long because that was when we didn't have cable.
Oh, gotcha.
When we got cable, when we moved, we had the box. So you had
And
to
then
press. There was no remote.
you didn't have a remote. It was like, doop, doop, doop. Here's my question. All right. We find out later that how long at least they had been living in the house, or because like my first question when things started to get kind of crazy, like things started to happen, was why all of a sudden? Like why then? Why?
Right.
And the only thing I can think of is they started digging for the pool.
Exactly.
But
That was my thought.
they built a house on top of it first. So why wouldn't it be from the beginning?
Well, I wonder if in digging the pool, it just kind of stirred things up a little bit.
But actually, it happened before that. Before they had even dug, it was happening. Because that's when Carol Ann had already talked to the TV.
Well, you're right. And maybe it wasn't that they were not there. but she had reached an age where, because she was the that light, that being for them. Maybe she had reached an age where she could hear them and she could communicate back. She was 5.
Right.
So that, I could see where that maybe had somebody, they were always there. Just not, the right person wasn't there to hear it.
Okay. Gotcha.
Maybe.
Which it's like...
That's scary.
Right.
She's 5.
Right.
Leave her alone.
Right.
She's a baby.
Right. And because we know that she was born in the house. That's what they say later.
Right.
So that has significance, which is like born in the house, or because they said your littlest was born in the house. That's what the skeezy developer said later on.
Now maybe I didn't take that as literal as it sounds.
Because I was thinking back then they didn't do that. Like you went to the hospital.
Like you went to the hospital.
It's just like a lot of people did not breastfeed back then. They formula fed. Like my mom, formula fed.
I was formula fed.
Right.
I took it as she was born while they were living there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Not literally, because they didn't seem like the type of people. I mean, not that there's a type.
It was so weird that it was like thrown in a conversation. It was like it was forced.
Right?
You know?
It was. It did seem that way.
Right. So, okay. So the sweaty guy on the bike. Okay. Was this a normal thing in the 80s that...
I feel like it could have been.
And that... What would you call it? It was a case, but it was it's like how cases of soda used to come.
Yes. In the cardboard
in
box.
The rectangle box.
Yes.
I don't ever remember beer coming that way. But we
wouldn't have bought beer
that's
at that
true.
Age, so.
And there wasn't always a lot of beer in my house.
The party continued in my house. Continues to this day.
Hey, I like a good party.
So, but I feel like any canned beverages would come in almost like a pallet.
Right.
A small pallet.
But really?
But like...
Dude, he was all sweaty.
Well, maybe he had been drinking and he
thought it was okay to take a bike, but not a car.
Probably in 1982 it was.
Or he lost his license.
Maybe that. But also think about it. When we were younger, you had more neighborhood stores.
That's true.
And I don't know how it is out in the valley or wherever they live.
Right, because we have no idea.
But I don't know if it's like that now, but like you'd have your like local bodega that you could go to and you could walk or ride a bike like down the block or whatever.
That's true.
So I don't think that there was any more significance to that than just like he was taking a quick trip down to the store.
Gotcha.
And then he had to come across some a-hole kids.
Yeah. Well, the remote control cars.
And they laughed. That made me feel bad.
But he didn't go and like beat him up.
No, he wanted to get to the game.
So one thing before we get to the game, because I have questions about this.
Okay.
He comes through the kitchen and the girl says, Jesus H. Christ. Now, my family always said that.
Mine too.
They're going to die if they hear me. But that was, I always wondered, what does the H stand for?
I have no idea.
So I looked it up.
What does it stand for?
Well, there's many things that it could stand for. One of it is holy, which, okay, whatever. But the other is herald.
Herald?
And it comes from our Father who art in heaven, herald be thy name. I grew up Catholic. Herald be thy name? Like, I don't think it's herald be thy name. I thought it was hallowed be thy name or something.
I never knew what it said.
Herald, or
I'm
like somebody.
When they say that. I never knew what they said.
I didn't either.
So
I would just kind
of
like when I do the Apostles' Creed, I just go mum, 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 mum with my.
I don't even know what
when
that
I
is.
was an altar server, I'd go up and like they would say it. It was a really long prayer that you'd have to memorize, and I'd just go with my lips because I could never memorize it.
Whatever gets you through.
Right. So, and there were other reasons, but I was like, okay, I wanted a definitive answer, but okay.
Yeah, Harold.
Harold.
I'm going to say that next time. I say it
Jesus,
myself.
Harold Christ.
I'll say it myself. Jesus H. Christ. I say it actually kind of a lot.
Jesus, sorry about that. Don't mean
Sorry.
Don't make me mean to take your name in vain.
Just saying your name out loud, sir.
That's what I always say. Like, because sometimes I say, you know what I say? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. And my mom would always be like, don't involve the family. Don't bring the family into it. Anyway, tangent. So they come through and, okay, they're watching a football game. Why is the guy on the phone? Is he a bookie? Or
I don't know.
He's on the phone.
I thought the same thing. I'm watching.
Like, why are you on the phone?
I'm watching it and I'm thinking, like, exactly, are you a bookie? Like, is there somebody that you're updating the game, like the score? What is this?
Right.
What is going on? This is weird.
And it's not like you're at the horse races. It's not like you're at the game live.
Right.
Are you giving a play-by-play to someone who can't watch it? I don't know.
They never explained it, but I always thought that I did think that was really strange.
Yeah.
It bothered me.
Questions.
It bothered me.
Yes. So we just talked about my Tweety, which is kind of weird. Did we not talk about that in like a couple episodes ago?
I think we did.
I'm beginning to wonder if I had a Tweety. I'm not a bird person, you know. I'm pretty sure I had a Tweety though. I'm like 90% sure.
I don't know. You should ask your
Do you
parents.
remember the pictures that I had of that orange bird cage? I mean, I can't imagine my mom just having a weird bird cage.
Your mom is not the type to have a weird bird cage.
No. And
like you'd have a bird in it or not.
Right.
Know?
Or she
not
put
have
it
it.
in the yard sale because she was a minimalist.
Exactly.
She wouldn't have that thing around
No.
for too long.
But I feel like I do remember that.
It was like it had an orange top and an orange bottom that I believe was like plastic.
Yeah, was it like squared?
It was, yes, it was very 70s.
Yes. Yes. Almost like if Tupperware to release one.
I don't know. Anyway.
Why was she going to flush it? You don't flush a bird.
I know, right?
That bothered me.
That had bothered me as well. It was like, you're going to, what?
Like, that's going to clog up your system. It's a bird.
And then you're going to have to
sakes.
pull it out and it's going to be in pieces.
Exactly.
That's not a proper burial.
No. So I'm glad that Tweety got a proper burial. Well,
she
kind
was
of.
saying for when you're cold and when you're hungry.
When you're lonely.
She was working on that Twizzler for a long time.
Yes, she was. Just eat it. I used to drink soda through them.
Yeah, that was the best. Dr. Pepper, right through those.
Right through the Twizzler.
Yeah.
Can I just bring something up real quick?
What?
Because there's no it needs to be said. Craig T. Nelson, how you doing?
Yeah.
How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I didn't realize. I remember you in Coach. I was a teenager at the time, and I thought, you're an old guy. And he was on Parenthood. Mm-hmm. And I loved Parenthood, but again, he's Zeke. But Craig T. Nelson in Poltergeist, how you doing, sir? Wow, I really liked him.
Yeah.
I liked him a lot in that movie. He's
Hey,
kind of
hey.
like,
Hey.
I was jealous.
32 years old. Hey.
He was
Sorry.
32.
Well, that's what he said, but I'm like, wow, you look really old for 32.
Yeah.
But I think that was the 80s. They all looked old. She didn't.
No, she looked great.
Yeah, she did. Oh my gosh.
I was watching.
can remember
it, like, how did you have 3 babies?
And you look like I want to look like you. Another one,
Exactly.
like I want to wear that football jersey
Yes.
to bed and look like that.
Exactly.
Except I don't want to go on the ceiling. Thanks.
I'd rather not. I'd rather not be dragged across the
Hard
ceiling.
pass.
So, what year was Craig T. Nelson born?
I don't know.
I'm going to look this up real quick because I feel like I need to know. So, Craig T. Nelson,
Yeah.
he was born 4/4/44.
That's kind of crazy.
April 4th, 1944. So he would have been 38 years old when this movie came out. He looked about that, I think.
We talked about this. We talked about how they kind of looked a little old,
They did.
you know?
But he was supposed to be 32. Is that what?
I thought,
But they have a 16-year-old daughter. So he would have been like 16 when she was born.
hey, but that happened.
Well, that does happen, for sure.
That's interesting.
That is interesting.
So they're watching the football game. The guys are all watching the football game. Guys on the phone. We talked about that.
Yes.
He goes next door and he's like, come on, we're watching the game, whatever. And he's like, well, my kid needs to watch.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. He's just, you're a DB. You know?
Exactly.
Seriously, dude? Really?
Right.
You move your set. No, you move your set. Which is kind of funny.
That's totally 80s.
Right. It totally is.
That's a first world problem.
Right.
In
So-
1982.
Exactly. So I really don't understand the whole purpose of that whole scene and how it's really not useful to the movie at all because none of those characters because they could have left that whole scene out.
And it would have been...
It would have been fine
Fine.
because we see Ben again, the next door neighbor.
Right.
So it just, I don't know, maybe they were foreshadowing that he was a DB,
Maybe.
I guess. So then that night, Robbie's looking at the tree. And so what's weird is this all happening now? Did he always have an issue with the tree? And this is where I realized there's faces in the tree.
That was like one of the first things I noticed. Also, isn't that the same tree he climbs up in?
Yeah.
So
it's like he has had a relationship with the tree, I thought,
Yeah. That's what I thought
and
was
the relationship
kind of
changed.
He was in the tree, and it was almost like he normally would go in the tree.
Right.
It didn't seem like out of the ordinary that this kid would be in the tree.
Exactly. And you can see the clouds coming in.
Right.
And then, so, the parents are smoking weed in the bed.
I love that.
And he's rolling it.
Right.
Smoking it. And he's reading like a Ronald Reagan book.
Right.
And like pretending he's diving in the bed. And she tells that story about her sleepwalking as a kid.
Yeah.
And that basically they were making sure that the guy wasn't a pedophile. I'm like,
right.
Again, a very weird story.
I thought that was a weird story. It was one of those holes. Like why?
They
could have left it out,
right.
And we would have been fine. Like, I don't feel like we learned anything new about her.
No.
Necessarily. But
no.
I did see from that scene overall how close they are, and they're like, they genuinely love each other.
Right.
And they have fun together. They're not like
It reminded me of like how Kevin and I act, besides the whole weed smoking thing. You know what I mean? Like, it just reminded of our relationship, because we're like best friends.
Right.
We really are. That's just
how it is.
How it is. And then we find out that Steven's company built the houses. And that sucks.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's when I figured out, like, oh, that's why they're so rich.
Oh, that's why this is going to happen.
Exactly.
That's why.
But again, like, I didn't know why it was happening.
Right. It's like you had to put the pieces together as the movie's going on.
Exactly.
And then, so the one key part of the movie that reminded me, it kind of foreshadowed the next movie, whether they intended it to or not, is she has the little phone, which I had. It's like the Fisher-Price phone.
Yep.
And she goes, "Daddy, it's for you." Do you remember that part?
Yeah, I remember the part.
Pet Cemetery. Poltergeist 2.
Yeah.
Or 3. I think it's 2. The grandmother, spoiler alert, dies.
Yeah.
And calls her and lets her know that she's like in heaven. Oh. And calls her on the phone. On her little phone.
On her little Fisher-Price phone.
Right. Or she says she did. The freaking clown. Seriously, get that freaking clown out of the bedroom. God. Why do you need a clown like that?
Why do you have that? And this is going to be the beginning.
Probably why I'm scared of clowns, because of that clown. I think that's why. Not because of it. It's because of that clown.
As a kid.
So the clown. Seriously, creepy.
And this was, I feel like, the beginning of where I kept saying to myself,
burn the clown?
And not only that, but like, why are you doing this? Like, what are you doing here? Why do you have this clown? It sits there and stares at you at night. Why don't you just throw it in the trash?
So Robbie's counting like the lightning, which I always did as a kid.
I did too.
And then all the kids are in the bed.
Right.
Like sleeping.
Right.
And then the TV goes and does the sign off.
Yeah.
And that's when Carol Ann starts really communicating. The entity like comes out of the screen.
Yeah.
And then goes into the wall, which was scary.
Very scary.
So the next morning, can we talk about the construction men? Where are the boundaries here?
We need to talk about that because, first of all, if my teenage daughter
right
was walking out and they were like making comments at her and then she like flipped them off or gave a sign, I wouldn't just ho 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 hee hee laugh about it like that mother did. She laughed about it like, oh, construction men will be construction men.
Right.
Construction men, you're disgusting.
Right.
And you're fired.
Number one, she's a child.
She's a child. It's not okay, period.
It's not okay, period. She didn't let them do that, which was awesome.
That was awesome.
So then, and them eating through the window and, okay, have some coffee, but really you're going to taste the stew and put the spoon back in the bowl?
That was disgusting. I'm like, you are a heathen. And doesn't your wife pack you like one of those little construction worker lunch boxes with like sandwiches in it? Like, doesn't your wife do that for you? It was 1982. Wives did that sometimes. Maybe you don't have one because you're a pervert.
Right, exactly. That's exactly why. He was
and
a pervert.
also, fine, coffee, but why are you drinking the lady's coffee? Like, that was her cup of coffee that she poured for herself.
Right, and you put your lips on it.
And also, lady, if you want to separate him from you, don't just close the blinds. Close the window.
Right. Then call his boss.
Right, like...
And maybe you should stop on the pool anyway. Just saying.
But she didn't know at the time.
Oh, Tweety.
I felt so bad.
There goes Tweety.
Okay, I laughed a little
after
bit.
the burial. But why would you bury it in the backyard?
Knowing full well.
Because they knew.
Of course they knew.
What's wrong with you? That's so weird.
That was weird.
My cat is meowing. You can probably hear it. She can open the door.
Fetch.
No,
But
nope,
it's locked.
that's Alice.
Oh, that's Alice?
Church.
Church.
Yep. And so this is the first time we see something, well, besides the whole entity.
Yes.
But the other family sees it. Because they thought what happened the night before was an earthquake.
Yeah.
But then the spoons bent. The cup explodes.
Yeah.
And then they're on their way. And then all of a sudden the chairs keep coming out from the table.
Can I tell you that part? Like with the chairs?
When she turned around. And then she went back and she goes, oh!
And they were like on the table?
Yes. That scared me.
That scared the crap out of me. Like my heart went like, whoop.
See, I knew it was going to happen, but it still jumped me.
I had no idea what was going to happen. I was like, I thought they were going to be like spread back out again.
No.
That was freaky.
And the dog's name is Ebuzz.
It is?
Yes.
I don't think I caught that.
And I'm trying to figure out, it's like E.Buzz.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice, I guess. But he was so cute.
He was cute. And he wanted to play fetch with the ghost.
Yep.
And they probably did play fetch.
They probably did.
They probably like the dog.
Yeah.
They're okay with them, just not people building on top of them. I
can't say that I blame them.
Nope. So he comes home from work. She does the little sliding, and Carol Ann slides with the football helmet, and they're showing.
Let me just say, again,
Yeah.
She was like giddy about it.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm thinking, what are you doing there?
I would immediately, after the chair stacked on top, I would say, guess what? We're moving.
I'm peacing out. Yep. Bye. I didn't get that. And this just kept going throughout the
It's
whole
like, really,
thing.
guys? Really? And we'll get to that really part after. But, so we should probably, speed up the rest of this. But they go next door to their a-hole neighbor to tell, really, guys? You're going to go next door to the jerk face.
Right.
So they go next. What's up with the mosquitoes? Are they in Maine?
I don't know.
Is the mosquitoes
what was up with the mosquitoes?
Supposed to, represent something? Because
maybe it had something to do with digging up the pool, and they were getting to, because, standing water.
Oh, maybe.
I don't think that, it played a huge role, and maybe somebody knows more about it than we do.
Right,
because
I was what does that mean? But then we get to the whole part where stuff's supposed to go down.
Yeah, okay.
So, the tree eats Robbie.
That was
everything.
Weird.
It was okay, we're building to the story, and then all of a sudden it's the tree's eating Robbie, okay, and there's glitter. Glitter keeps coming out. Where's all this glitter coming from? It just keeps coming out from under the bed. And so, as a kid, I can remember that, thinking that, where's all this stuff coming from? Because my mom, everything was just so. There was never anything under my bed.
Right.
Never. Or in the closet, or anywhere.
You don't want to look under my bed now.
No, you don't want to look in this office right now.
But
this is what happens when, right? So anyway, glitter, though. It just kept coming. It was how much glitter do you guys have in this house?
Right.
Really?
But I just don't understand the tree eating Robbie. I mean, I get it.
But then they get him out of the tree and then they just leave him there.
Well, that's
Why doesn't somebody stay with Robbie?
That's
you
the
guys
thing.
go
I
look for
understand.
Carol Ann. He just got eaten by a freaking tree. Seriously, guys. What? And, like, every scene, every time they go back to Robbie, thered be more stuff on him.
Okay, no, I
more
noticed
placenta or whatever it was. I don't know.
It was like tree placenta.
It was like...
Like, what are they called?
But it was like every single time it was like progressing, there was more jelly on his face.
There was one part, especially where like they went back to him.
Yes.
And he was like,
Mommy!
He was like totally covered.
Yes. And it's like, okay.
With like mud and like placenta.
Right.
Juice.
Where did you get eaten again?
Well, whatever it was gross.
It was like placenta.
And I felt bad for him. Like he was forgotten.
Like when he was having the nervous breakdown when the TV was talking because Carol Ann was on the TV.
Okay. And this is the part, like this is where I start getting like, I was like shook. I was.
See, I wasn't because here's the thing, okay? Let's talk about this. Because immediately it goes from this, right?
Yeah.
To him talking in the university or wherever he is with the parapsychologist.
Yes.
How long has it been? How long has she been missing?
I don't think it's been that long.
Because, and how did you find these people? Did you just like all of a sudden?
Well, that's the thing. It really kind of like they left out a lot of stuff.
Like, it was a big hole for me.
I was very confused.
It was a big hole for me, and I know movies are going to be movies, but...
Well, because when they were talking to them, like, who are these people? Like, are these, like, detectives? Are they, like, the police?
Right.
Like, what are they?
Right.
And I wasn't totally sure. And maybe they said it and I kind of missed it, but...
And, like, dude, you're not going to tell the police? Like, that's how, like... And, like, why is it always raining?
Okay, but only when there's, like, a problem.
Right.
Only when they're trying to, like, escape.
Right. And... I don't know. And so the parapsychologist team comes to the house. They're looking through everything. We're going to kind of skip over, because there was a lot of, like, back and forth.
There was a lot of back and forth.
Whatever. And then we meet, like, the two. There's Marty and there's Ryan. And I can't remember which. Mm-hmm. But I think it's Marty is the one that doesn't stay.
Yeah.
And he's the one that, again, boundaries, people. Boundaries, right? Uh-huh. But first he gets bit, remember? And then that's when the watches come down from the ceiling, right? And I'm like, what's all this jewelry and watches and what's going on?
And they were like old watches and new watches.
Yeah, we're just going to throw these on the ground here. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, there's dead people, but why watches? Why watches falling from the ceiling?
Right.
Is this some kind of hidden meaning? I'm trying to think. Time, whatever. I don't know. So,
and I still don't know.
Maybe it doesn't mean anything. The tornado scene, I'm going backwards. Sorry, from when Carol Ann. Yeah. But that is, remember how I told you I have the recurring tornado dream? Uh-huh. That's the tornado I see. That's the tornado every once in a while when I see a tornado. And when I'm looking up, that was exactly from the movie. So my brain replicated that.
It's like imprinted. Like Jacob. No, but it's like, it like replays it.
It does. It did. And it's crazy.
It is crazy.
And why isn't anyone asking any questions about Carol Ann?
I don't know.
Like, where's your daughter? Don't you have a daughter? I haven't seen her. Well, what's his face does.
Until like towards
the
skeezy
developer does.
Right.
Eventually. But, okay. So, parapsychologist, he gets bit. Are we sure this isn't Rick Springfield from the future? Marty? The state guy? Are we sure that's not Rick Springfield from the future?
Why?
Because he looks like older Rick Springfield.
You think he does?
Rick Springfield would have been young in 82.
Oh, yeah.
But it looks like Rick Springfield 10 years later.
Really?
That came back.
I didn't see that. Maybe I'd have to see him
again. Look at it again, and it looks like Rick Springfield aged 10 years and came back.
Really?
Yes.
So was he hot?
Yeah. If you took off the glasses, you'd be like, that's Rick Springfield. And
yeah, that whole scene, that bothered me.
Don't eat... Okay, so that's a steak that they've obviously purchased.
But what? Who just keeps a steak in... It wasn't in wrapping or anything. He literally...
But that might have been in the 80s they did that, maybe.
I don't think they did. My parents didn't do that. We didn't have just steaks sitting in the fridge.
No, because we always had it at least wrapped in tinfoil or something.
It
or
was
in the
like wrapped in
cellophane.
paper or something.
Yeah.
But
The butcher paper or something.
so
Well, we never ate. It was always you'd eat the steak, like you'd go and get it and then you'd have it then. Right? Like most of the time.
like I feel like my dad would like buy them like when we grocery shopped and then he would but either way, nobody does that with their steak.
No.
Also, the chicken wing,
Gross.
eat it or don't eat it.
Right.
Don't just like leave it hanging in your mouth.
Yeah.
That bothered me.
No. He had some boundary issues as well.
He did have some boundary issues.
Probably him and the construction worker were brothers.
They probably were.
Right. So then he like rips his face off.
Okay, that grossed me out. Also, it looked okay, yeah. It grossed me out and it looked really bad.
Yes.
Like it was like very like 82.
It was.
Like
It
clay.
was. And can we talk about the fact that, well, I don't know if this is fact. See, there's a video that TV Land did. And what is her name? The person that plays the wife, Diane.
Yes.
What's her name
I
in real
forget.
life? She was on this special, like Legends and whatever. I have it written down.
Yeah.
And she talked about the fact that she said the fact they used real skeletons.
Yes.
So that was a real skeleton.
That is gross.
Like, that was somebody who died. And
Now,
that's
you
their
had-
bones.
You had mentioned that to me before I watched it.
Right.
And when I saw
All of the
skeletons.
launched, like...
That's the only thing I could think of.
It's just a disgrace. It's like...
Right.
Like, where did they get these skeletons, number one?
And also...
But
Jo
do you
Beth
think
Williams.
What is it?
Jo Beth Williams.
Yes, Jo Beth Williams. Thank you. Sorry about that. If it sounds weird beforehand, we realized that our microphone, my microphone, was on the wrong setting.
But that's okay.
Yep.
It'll be fine.
So Jo Beth Williams had mentioned that they used real skeletons. Now, I tried to look it up, but the only thing that came back was it's always her that says this.
Which doesn't seem crazy.
It doesn't seem crazy, and I'm not saying that she's lying.
No.
It just seems really insane
It does seem
that they
really
would
insane.
think that was okay.
Unless, like, families gave permission
But, like...
for, like somewhere in Hollywood, there's, like, a list of, like, people that
You
they
can use my
use.
bones?
Yeah. People, like, give their bodies up to science and stuff.
Okay. So, but this is how they say the Poltergeist curse, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the reason why. That's what they say. I
Right.
mean, I could go either way about this whole curse thing.
Right.
But,
But we'll talk about that.
yeah. So, then the guy is listening to his Walkman. Take off the headphones, dude. And the cameras start to capture
Yes.
the ghosts.
Yes.
Why are they all wearing hats?
I don't know. But I
Did you
noticed
notice
too.
that?
I did.
Like top hats.
Yeah. Like brims.
First I thought, oh, they're like angels. Nope, they're
No.
wearing hats.
Yes. No. I thought that
Like,
too.
were
I thought
they
it was
all
like a
putting on the
circle around their
Ritz?
head.
Were they all putting on the Ritz before they
Maybe.
before they came? So yeah, then we meet, then they bring in, well, first, Stephen and Mr. Teague talk. They have a conversation.
Yes.
He comes to the house. He sees all the cameras. He's like, do you have something on the side or whatever? And he takes him to this hill. And so he's showing him the hill and saying, you know, you sold over what? Like, was it 60% or
It was
some
something
crazy
like
number?
67%
whatever.
or something crazy.
And I should have made you a partner, blah, blah, blah. And you realize they're talking. He's like, this is going to be your new...
Phase 5.
Yeah, phase 5, and this is going to be your master bedroom and whatever.
Yeah.
And they're standing at the edge of a cemetery.
Yeah.
And that's when we learn that they said that they had moved, quote unquote, moved the bodies. And that whole development was a cemetery. A large cemetery.
Yeah.
And he said, well, weren't people upset about that? And the guy was like, Mr. T, or the skeezy developer, we'll call him, was like, you're the first complaint so far.
Yeah, no one's complained until now.
And, like, Steven looks bad.
Oh,
You know, his daughter's caught in the third dimension.
Yeah?
Somewhere in the TV. And, like, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
And that's when we learned that Carol Ann was born when they said in the house, but...
Right.
So, maybe that's why they're attached to her. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? So then, all of a sudden, they bring in the big guns. Now, Marty's gone, because he can't take it.
Yep.
So, we still have Ryan. And, he's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy. He gets really excited about the tennis balls.
Yes, he does.
Covered in placenta, and he smells them. What's it smell like? Like, I wanted to be like, smells like chicken or something.
Like cherries?
I don't know.
Does it smell like, because it kind of looked like the color of it.
It looked like watered down strawberry jam.
Yeah, it did. Or like...
Placenta.
Yeah.
That's all I could think of.
Or like...
Why? Why
you know,
placenta?
like the film, not the film, but like the jelly that comes in like a canned meat?
Ew.
Like that.
I wonder if that's what they used.
Blah.
Oh, that would be gross. Those tennis balls would smell bad.
That is gross.
So, actually, that's when the balls came down. Was when
The little lady?
Yeah.
Zelda?
Well, that's her real name.
Yeah.
She will always be known as the 16 Candles Church Lady.
I liked her from Teen Witch.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm hot, and you're not.
That's a
and
whole
if you wanna
other
hang with
thing.
me, you know what we should do? Teen Witch next week.
Yeah, I was thinking we should do something like that.
That'd be fun.
Teen Witch
Because I
would be
love Teen
awesome.
Witch.
And it would be our last like Halloween episode, and she's a witch.
Do you want to?
Because it would be the day before Halloween that it comes out.
Do you want to put that in stone?
Let's put that in stone.
Teen Witch
Coming up at you.
coming at you.
So, where's...
Where's what? Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, where's the part... I need to tell you about the part where I cried.
Is that like towards the end?
I don't think it was. I think it's before this part.
Okay, so first is it Tangia or Tangina or Tangina?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
When she's talking to Diane, and Diane's like, "You've never done this before," and she goes,
Nope.
and so Diane goes, "Let me go," and then Tangina or whatever her name is, Tangina goes, "You've never done this before," and she goes, "Well, neither of you," and she goes, "Okay, you go."
I laughed.
No problem. You go. And so is the part where her and her husband say
No.
Okay.
It was before this.
Okay, then you tell me.
Okay, so the part that got me, and I literally cried. Like, I had tears and they came down my face. It was the part where Diane felt Carol Ann go through
And she
her.
could smell her.
And she could smell her. And like that, like she was so emotional but so happy. It like broke my heart. It like that. She still has that. I don't want to say baby smell because babies smell like heaven. But she still she has this it's just a scent. And it's not tainted with like hormones yet. You know what I mean?
Nope.
So but anyway, it just made me think like, as a parent, like that's why it's hard for me to watch movies like this.
I had zero emotions there.
Oh my gosh, I
was just like, she's in the third dimension. Like, this isn't real.
Well, right, but like it's still.
Do you know what I mean?
I do know,
and I think I needed to emotionally detach from this movie anyway because of all the things that were coming up. So
because of like the way you.
I probably, if this was
it.
a different scene and this was a different movie, I would probably be like, yeah, I totally know what you mean. But I'm like so detached from this movie. When I saw that tornado, I was like, okay, I don't know if I can watch the rest of this because that's what I see in my dream.
Yeah.
That bothered me a lot. Because it kind of makes
crazy,
me
'cause
mad.
you've
It kind of
talked
makes
about
me mad.
Why?
Because I've had all these irrational fears, and are they from Poltergeist?
Maybe.
Freaking A.
It's made you you.
Don't let your kids watch scary movies when they're not ready to.
Yeah, Pete.
Make sure they're asleep.
Yeah, Pete. But anyway, like that scene broke my heart.
I can see, yeah.
It broke my heart. So I cried. Like a baby.
Well, sometimes you gotta just let it go.
I don't do it very often, so.
No. You've been doing it often lately, though. You pregnant?
I am definitely not.
Okay. Not that if you're emotional, but you're just, like it's...
I'm not an emotional
You're not an emotional person, and you've been emotional lately.
Twice.
3 times.
What was the third time?
Well, it was like multiple things that day. I look like I'm doing the Girl Scout.
Yes, you do.
On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Wow, we still remember that. Friggin' Girl Scouts sucked.
I liked Girl Scouts.
I only did it because you were there.
I did it for the cookies.
I did it for the puffy paint. The only thing I remember is puffy paint at Cascade Park. And I said...
I don't remember that.
I'm done with this crap. And I didn't go back.
I don't remember that.
And I have my sash out there, if you'd like to see it.
You do have your sash. I saw it.
Now, I don't remember anything about brownies. Absolutely nothing.
See, brownies is what we had the sleepover. When I lived in Etna, at like the town hall.
All I remember doing in Girl Scouts is going to Westgate Manor.
I don't remember going there.
And it bothered me. Aww. And I would cry.
Aww.
Because some of the people would, you'd talk to them, and the next time you go back, they're dead. I don't know. Anyway.
So anyway, back
right,
to, what's her name, Zelda.
Right. So then mother goes in, they have a rope, whatever, he pulls them down, here they come. They come out of the ceiling.
They're birthed from the ceiling.
They're birthed from the ceiling.
They really are. That ceiling.
Placenta.
That ceiling pushes them out.
Home birth. Right there.
Right there on the carpet.
Right.
Thank goodness for that carpet.
Right.
Plush.
Right. I think that they would have been hurt if it wasn't for the plush carpet.
I agree.
So then they get him in the tub. Get him in the tub. Get the placenta out of their nose. Why didn't they have one of those squeegee things?
They should have had a big... They could have used a turkey baster.
They probably could. And you can see Carol Ann's, trying not to laugh.
I know. She's trying to, pretend to, not be...
Right. I'm like...
She was acting.
Not really.
Not very well.
No.
She was a little girl.
And... so finally they're awake. Yay. Okay, what would you do in this situation? Get the fuck out. Get out. Get out, right?
Get the fuck out of there.
Just get out of there.
Why?
Oh no, we're gonna just hang out. And what's her face? The daughter's gonna go on a date. And
exactly. And where did Craig go? The dad. Craig T. Nelson.
Oh, he went to go talk to the skeezy developer. Why?
Okay, so
just get out of there.
So now she's gonna dye her hair.
Why?
Get out.
Just go leave the stuff behind. Burn it down.
I understand you're moving and everything's packed up.
You're going to take the clown? No,
you're going to stay at the Holiday Inn?
Yeah,
but so if they're going to stay at the Holiday Inn, why are the kids in their pajamas getting into bed? And why is the mom and her, taking a bath?
Right.
And, coloring her hair?
I don't get that. And the stuff is still in the house.
Go to the Holiday Inn.
Right. Just go.
Just go.
Leave.
Or go anywhere.
So then the clown.
Don't stay there.
Yeah, they still, the clown.
So, can I tell you that scene I didn't watch? I mean, I watched it, but I watched it, between my fingers.
That's why I don't like bells, I think, too.
Bells don't bother me.
Because of the bells. Because that, and there was this troll movie when I was little that I saw, again, way too...
Wait a minute. Troll movie.
Remember the troll movie?
I think I did.
The Cat's Eye, or maybe it was Cat's Eye, or the cat. There was a cat.
Talk about it. That'll scare me.
And a troll. And it was, a little girl. And the bell. I don't know. Anyway... You guys probably know what I'm talking about. Maybe not. Who knows? Who cares? So the clown needs to go. All right, needs to go. So the clown's choking Robbie.
He has him under the bed.
Yep,
strangling him.
Where's Carol Ann?
She's in bed,
chilling.
Yep,
they're done with her now. They want Robbie.
Right.
The tree wants to eat again. Oh, the tree's gone.
The tree was gone.
The tree went up in the tornado. Did anyone ask questions about that?
No.
The tree is gone.
Right.
But we're just going to continue life, and we're just going to...
Yeah.
I mean, really?
Yeah. That's the thing. I don't...
So many plot holes. So many.
There really are a lot of plot holes.
So the mom's wearing the football shirt that I really like.
Yes.
I wanted one of those.
Yeah.
I want to look like her. I still do.
She looks great.
She was a nice-looking woman.
Oh, very beautiful.
I want to look like that. I want to wear a football jersey like that, and I want to be like, hey.
In your underwear.
Yep. My mom underwear.
And you don't have to worry about anything flopping out.
No. Oh, God.
Moms know what we're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
I mean...
You know what you did.
I don't... Oh, maybe it did register on yours. It's so weird. I can't hear you in my...
That's awesome.
It is.
So, the house starts making sounds of like a video game. It was like Space Invaders. That's all I could think of. It was like, bow, 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 bow. Like it was like Star Wars or something. And I'm thinking...
Pew, pew.
It kept doing that, and I'm thinking, okay, this is totally not scary.
I'm scared.
At all.
I'm scared.
You were scared by the dramatic fall that she did into the pool and kept rolling.
Okay, well,
That was a little
much.
She needed to do a redo on that.
That was a little much.
She needed to do a redo.
But then she would have had to get all dried off and stuff. Sort of.
Well, I think that was necessary.
That would have been fine.
Yes. Because it's like, oh, I didn't quite make it to the water, so I'm just going to roll one more time. And then all I could think about then, this part was a little scary. Well, those are real skeletons.
That's disgusting. Like, I couldn't watch that part either. I watched it through my fingers.
So she's swimming in, like, muddy water with dead people. Like, legit, if that's true.
And then they keep, like, coming out and, like, flopping out.
And, like, launching. Like, launching.
They were launching, and one of them, like, the skull, like, the chin went, like,
yeah.
And it bothered me. That's when I was kind of like, I can't. Like, I'm done with these skeletons.
Right.
Thanks.
Right. And then, what's his face there? The neighbor. He's no help.
No, he's like, oh.
Or his wife.
No help at all.
Just go back home.
Right.
Just go back home.
Yeah, just go inside, lock the door.
What the hell is going on? I don't know. Can you help me? Can you help me get my kids? My kids are in there. It sounds like Space Invaders is taking over my house. Can you please help me get them out of there? Like, really? I mean, really?
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
No,
Can't do it.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
So-
What do you mean something's going on?
So, like, coffins are coming up everywhere. Finally, Craig T. Nielsen comes home. And then all of a sudden, the skeezy developer guy's there, too.
Yeah, that was weird.
And I'm like...
What are you doing here?
Because he doesn't come for a little while. So, like, did he, like, hear about the commotion? And my favorite line was, "You son of a bitch, you never move the bodies, you only move the headstones, lies." And then the neighborhood starts blowing up.
Yep.
The whole neighborhood
Okay.
starts blowing up.
Yes, and can we talk about the house?
How it, like, folded like origami.
It did, like, fold it all into itself.
As it's going, bow, 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 bow.
And it was just like, poof.
Yep, gone.
Gone.
That would have been nationwide news. That would have been worldwide news.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine if that really happened?
No.
And the thing is, that shit scares me. Like, I'm scared of that stuff.
Right. That later dies.
Can I also say, when they put him in the... This is why I felt bad for Robbie. When they put him in the cab, they didn't even walk him to the door of the cab.
No. And they put him in a cab.
Like, they have a car.
Like, they put him in a cab.
I understand you don't want to leave.
Yeah, see you, Robbie. I know you got eaten by... And he was even, like, willing to die. Remember that conversation? He's like, maybe if I die,
Yes.
maybe I can, like, help Carol Ann.
Yeah.
Oh, but Robbie, you're second best.
We're going to put you in a cab. We're going to stand up at the front door and wave.
Right.
And then, like...
But wait a second. Robbie's back. Robbie's not with Grandma anymore. Why is Robbie not with Grandma anymore?
Because they were all fine now. Because Carol Ann's back.
Because they said that the house was clear.
The house is clean.
So Robbie just comes home that night?
He comes home, and they're packing up, and then they go to bed when they're going to go to the Holiday Inn. And Mom dyes her hair.
Is Ebuz there? Because I don't remember.
Ebuz was there.
Okay.
Because I remember he got in the car.
That's right. Yeah, and they were going to just leave without the daughter.
I know,
They're just going to get... I'm like, wait. Because she keeps going, go, go, go. And I'm like...
I know. And it's like, what are you talking about?
And she has a big hickey on her neck. Did you see that?
I didn't notice that.
And she was out necking with her boyfriend. So... And then they're at the Holiday Inn. They look like they've been through Armageddon. Because they have.
They have.
Pretty much. And he rolls the TV out. End scene.
Old school TV.
Rolls it right out. And that's an old school hotel. Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Say what?
So, yeah. That is an old hotel. Motel.
Yeah.
So this movie,
Yeah.
I liked it more than I thought I would.
Really?
There's movies out there that people would be like, oh my God, it's the best movie ever. And I'm like, That's just because it doesn't interest me.
Right.
Nothing to say about, like, the acting or...
Right. It's just like I like 13 going on 30. I can watch that thing like 400 times.
I love that movie. Can I tell you when we went on our cruise, it was one of those movies that plays on the cruise. Like on the TV, I probably watched it 72 times.
I love that movie.
Love it. All night. I'd watch it. But, I mean, it's just one of those movies. Like, I like this movie. I could watch it again. Mm-hmm. It scared the crap out of me, though.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, it scared me. That, like, thing at the door.
I think it's like I'm resolved now.
Oh, really?
That'd be weird if I don't have any more tornado dreams.
That would be weird. That'd be awesome, actually.
Yeah. It was like everything connected for me, and I'm like, oh, that's why I'm scared of that. Oh, that's why I'm scared of that. I like that she named her goldfish Tweety 2 and Tweety 3. It was cute.
It was cute. She was cute.
So, the Poltergeist curse, is it real?
I don't think it's real.
I don't know. So, did you know there was a sequel in 2015?
Not until last night.
I did not know either.
When I was looking up stuff. Actually, it was the video that I watched.
Do you want me to quickly talk about the Poltergeist curse and then you talk about your video?
Let's talk about it.
Okay. So, Poltergeist curse, pretty much, basically what it is, and there's a couple different things, is that because they use the skeletons, the real skeletons, that the movies were cursed. Because what happened was, shortly after the movie came out, Dominique Dunn, and it was like it was November 4th, 1982. So the movie was released, what did I say? June something, 1982.
June or July.
This is shortly after the movie was released.
Right.
Her ex-boyfriend, she had broken up with him. He came back. He strangled her to death. So she died.
I didn't know until I read that last night. And I was like...
It's awful.
Jesus.
And then February 1st, 1988, Heather O'Rourke, I think that's how you say it, who played Carol Ann. Yep. She was 12 in 1988. She died. She was septic. And what happened, she had a bowel obstruction. And it just... 12? That's what it said.
Yeah.
And... yeah, so she passed away. I can remember that in People magazine. I can remember the cover of the People magazine. I feel like the cover of the People magazine was like her with her hands. Or maybe that was like when Poltergeist came out. I don't know. I just remember that as a cover. And I remember when she passed away, like reading it.
I don't remember, but I know I've seen it like since.
Yeah.
On like tragic, like child stars that have died type of thing.
Right. And I thought Robbie died in a helicopter accident.
Oh, really?
Right. But I think that was just an urban legend. And then, and his name is Oliver Robbins. He's still alive. He goes to conventions and stuff.
I read an interview with him about the curse.
Yeah.
And he said he doesn't believe it.
Well, the other people that they put in here, Will Sampson.
Yeah.
Which was the Native American. He was a shaman. He actually was in Poltergeist 2.
Yeah.
And he came in, did some kind of exorcism ceremony because he believed that it was not good.
Like in the movie?
Right. And then he died of kidney failure shortly after Poltergeist 2 was released.
Yeah.
But he wasn't good before, I guess, possibly. There's like...
It was like a pre-existing condition.
Right, but each article is different. It's like...
There's no,
what do you believe? You know,
straight answer.
And then Julian Beck, who is Kane, died of stomach cancer. But that I did see 2 articles from reputable sources that said he had that before.
Yeah.
And so he died.
Who's Kane?
That's from Pet Sematary. That's Pet Sematary on the Brain. That's from Poltergeist 3, and that one really bothers me. That one I will never watch again.
I will not watch it.
He plays like a preacher.
Yeah.
And that he was like an end of days preacher. And just the song that he sings. I'll show you the clip of him singing the song, like I sometimes like it just that song just bothers me. It really does.
I don't know if I should watch it.
It's just a song. It doesn't show anything bad. It just has him. It's just creepy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what all I had for info. So let's hear what you
Wasn't
found.
there one other one that died too? There was a fifth one.
Well, the guy that played the dude with the headphones.
Yeah.
He was in a helicopter accident, but he survived, or some kind of plane accident, but he survived.
But then he was murdered. Somebody was murdered.
What?
Somebody was murdered.
Who?
I'm going to tell you.
Well, there was a guy from the sequel in 2015, like the producer or something. He died of cancer, but I think.
One of the guys who played, I feel like and this was more recent, like 2011. So I have it right here.
Okay. So you did find where somebody else was murdered?
Lou Perryman didn't play a lead role. He played Pugsley, one of the construction workers, in the first one.
Oh, the one that...
Is it the one in the window?
I don't know.
But it was in 2009. There was a man, Seth Christopher Tatum. He was on the run from the police, entered Lou Perryman's home and attacked him with an axe.
What? An axe?
Yep.
Why do people gotta use an axe?
I don't know. The guy later turned himself in, said he'd attacked the man because he needed his car and some other items from his home.
Just take them, dude. Just take the items and go.
In the same article,
Oh, no.
I have to say, it says Oliver Robbins, who played the middle Freeling child Robbie, was reportedly attacked on set by a mechanical clown. Oh my gosh. In the scene where he was supposed to be struggling with the creepy clown, it malfunctioned and actually choked him.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
No, because the scene was meant to show a struggle. Many members of the cast allegedly thought his reaction was acting, and it wasn't until he began to turn blue that they intervened.
Oh my gosh.
He survived the attack and is alive and well and doesn't believe in the curse.
Okay, wait a second.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
That is creepy. So, like, is he literally being, like, strangled in the movie?
I hope not. Oh, probably.
I hope they didn't put that in.
I'm sure they did because they used real dead people. If they did, if that's true. Again, we have to keep saying if that's true.
If that's true, because we're not sure.
Right. So you watched a video.
Yeah, so I was like, I always think that it's interesting, especially, like, I just had a feeling that this film was, just by the looks of it, it was filmed in an actual neighborhood, not, like, on, like, a soundstage.
Uh-huh.
And I always think it's neat to see, like, what those houses look like today.
Yeah.
So there's this guy on YouTube, and actually I think he's since left YouTube more recently. Adam the Woo, whatever. He's like, you've probably heard of him. But anyway,
I had not heard of him.
He's pretty cool.
But like, I just gotten into YouTube recently.
Well,
I'm not watching Dan TDM. Well, I am watching Dan TDM because that's all my kids watch, but
I don't know.
He's like a Minecraft dude.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't watch. But
I'm always like, turn that off. Go play a game. Seriously, go play your own friggin' game.
Right.
Stop watching other people play games. Go play your own game.
Right.
Drives
Kids
me
love
up
that,
the
though.
wall.
Kids love it. So Adam, I knew that I just had a feling that he did a video where he actually visited the house. And he did. He doesn't go inside or anything. It's doesn't do that. But he like went to the street as it was. This was 2015 when he filmed the video, and the house literally looks almost the same.
Oh wow!
Like it hasn't been like painted any different colors or anything.
I bet older people live there
probably,
and
it looks,
have kept it the
nice.
same. Yep.
The neighborhood still looks very nice. It's all very like well kept up.
Is it built on a burial ground now?
I don't believe it is. And it's still there. It wasn't like all origami.
Yeah.
But it was really kind of interesting. And there's other people that have visited the neighborhood as well. But that's where I heard of the one that they like remade because he was like,
cool.
"Oh, the remake is coming out or just came out or something." But anyway, yeah, his old videos are awesome. He didn't do so much of that more recently, but like if you want to see the Edward Scissorhands house,
Oh,
like,
Edward Scissorhands. I love that movie.
Filming locations for Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
No way.
He actually went into the diner.
Tell him Large Marge sent you.
I think he actually visited the diner twice. Once when it was open.
Did he do the dance?
He may have.
That would be amazing. I would love to see that.
He visited it once when it was closed and abandoned.
Oh.
I know. Like, he was there when it was open and they, like, served him. Like, he sat at a booth and, like, ate food. And then a couple years later, he went back and it had been abandoned.
Sad.
It's weird. They still had, like, the calendar up with, like, the schedule and stuff.
Oh, no way.
But I just love videos like that.
I do too. So find him on YouTube. I'll find him on YouTube.
Yeah, anyway, but I thought that was really interesting, and I might even go and look for more, because I think that's neat.
That is neat, Brooke. I like that. Maybe you should, like, do those one of our episodes after October.
That'd be fun.
Like, cool things.
Like houses from movies in the 80s.
Yeah.
And do that.
Keep that topic.
Yeah, let's, like, pinpoint that, because I'm actually thinking of all kinds of things that we could talk about with that.
So, do we have housekeeping?
I think we do.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
You want to talk about...
So, I wanted to give a shout out to Decomposition Podcast.
And he actually just wrote us back.
Oh, he did?
Yes. So, you go ahead and keep going.
I have to tell you, I've listened to a couple episodes. The first one was Electric Youth, which I totally get. And the second one was released this week, Back Up Off Me. All right. You spoke to me with this. This song, I mean, and I know, like, you've been going back and forth with Mickey. This song means so much to me, and as it does her. I remember the moment I heard this song for the first time, and just listening to this episode made me feel like there are good people in this world.
Well, I was just surprised because here's the thing. Like, not a whole lot of people know what that song is.
No.
I mean, I don't know anyone else. When I sing it, people just look at me like, what?
What's that?
Right.
You crazy.
Just like when I sing, I got a man. What your man got to do with me?
I got a man.
I'm not
trying to hear that, see?
I'm not one of those girls that go looking around. I'm not a thug, baby, so don't play me like a clown. I admit, I like how you kicking.
So, when I got in my car, I guess it was probably Tuesday morning I got in my car, and I always go right to my, like, Apple CarPlay, and I hit the iTunes thing, and the first thing on the top was Back Up Off Me, and I'm like, you've got to be shitting me right now.
Right, because
like
we were just talking about it.
I was speechless.
And, like, I can't, I mean, I'm thinking that he's saying that he just did it, which is kind of crazy because there's been two other instances where we've talked about songs that aren't that well known.
Right.
And he had done, and I had not even seen his podcast.
Yes.
And he had done them right before
like
we had talked about it. So that's the crazy part is I never saw that he did Back Up Off Me and we were just talking about it, or vice versa. He didn't hear us talking about it and he just did it because we were just talking about Ed Leva and Dr. Dre with Christine.
Yes. So that was like what?
That was last Friday. Right.
It was a week ago.
Right.
So that was Friday before this came out.
Right.
Before his came out on Monday.
Right.
So
there's no way he could have heard it.
No. Because we released our episode the day he released his episode. No, we didn't even release that episode.
Okay, that's craziness.
That is crazy.
How are we on the same wavelength? Because if you didn't know, he's the one that helped with my playlist. He helped me, like, narrow it down because Brooke and I were having a hard time. It was, seriously, these were some great, amazing songs. And he was like, okay, I would keep this, but I would get rid of this. And I was on the same, I'm like, I'm on the same page with you, dude. I'm on the same page. Like, this is helping me so much.
It's crazy. Like, they're awesome. So listen to them, check them out because
it's different than what we do. It's much, it's totally different. But like, if you like,
funny.
But if you like music and you're interested to see how songs come to be and their take on it, you'll love it. You will
I just love how they're
love
like, they literally were like, when we do this, we tear the songs apart, like we criticize and whatever. They're like, this song, I can't criticize. There's nothing wrong with the song. This song is perfect in every way because it is.
She's like the wind.
I heard that today on the radio.
Have you listened to them?
I haven't listened to that one.
It was great. It was fantastic.
I need to listen to it.
And they also understand that Patrick Swayze is a freaking national treasure.
Patrick
was.
Swayze, rest
R.I.P.
in peace.
Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment for Patrick Swayze. Okay. I'm good now.
So, anyway, keep on keeping on, you guys. I love it. It's great. And I got to go back and listen to some more episodes.
You realize, like, we're like an hour right now.
I know. This was going to be like a mini-sode.
This was going to be a mini-sode.
Well, I guess it's not.
Whatever. So, my housekeeping, or my podcast that I've been listening to.
Yeah.
2 Girls, 1 Ghost.
I love the name.
Okay, so they messaged me.
Yes.
I think. Or I messaged them and I was like, where have you been all of my life? Because I listened to the first episode and I was just like, okay, we'll listen to the second. I was in. Like, I'm like ready to binge. Let's binge this. And I love it. And I need to know if they do their episodes separately and like send in their audio. Like, is one of them on the East Coast and one of them on the West Coast? Because it's really neat. I thought they were from the same place, but I can't tell. Like, I'm very interested in understanding that dynamic.
Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, I could be completely wrong. They could be right in the same place, but I don't know. Like, some of the things they said, I'm like, oh, are they in different places?
You got a vibe they're from different places.
Yeah.
Huh. Neat.
And they're both from the Northeast, which was neat. So I said, shout out from Bangor.
Are they from Maine? Or is it just like
Northeast?
New England?
Yeah, New England. New Hampshire, I think. And someone gave us a shout out on Instagram. Did you see that? She took a picture of a Five Guys cup. And she's like, Bangor.
Oh, really?
Holla. Yeah.
Was she in Bangor?
No. But Five Guys, like another location where she was at.
Yeah.
Had like the review from Bangor Metro.
Oh, okay.
So she said she's seeing Bangor a lot more lately because she hears us talking about it. So
cool. Yeah. I didn't see that, obviously.
So that was really neat.
That's cool.
I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
I love it when we get messages from our listeners. I absolutely love it. It makes my day. So feel free to send us messages anytime you want because it'll totally make my day.
Just say hi.
Yeah, just be like, hey, what's up?
What's up, dudes?
You know, having a bad day? Send us a message. Having a good day? Send us a message. You want to show me more pictures of Joe in white pants? Send us a message. I will never not accept those pictures.
Right.
Okay, so we'd like to give a shout out to our Patreon peeps. So we're going to say a special thank you to Courtney, Haley, Jerusha, Kelly, and Christine. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. We really appreciate it. Everything we get from Patreon goes right back into the podcast. So thank you for these mics.
Thank you very much for these mics.
We very much appreciate it.
We really love them.
Yes.
Thank you.
So if you, you want to help us out, and you can.
Go right to our website.
Yeah.
And we have a link right there.
We do. I think it says donate now.
I think it does. I think you changed that today.
Right, because when I think of support, I think of IT.
Like, the website's down, so you're going to click support.
Right. So I changed it.
I think that makes sense. So you can just go there to donate or not.
Yep. If you can't.
But either way, we appreciate you.
This is a free podcast, so.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Yeah, and, if you like us, tell your friends. We'd really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Let us know.
Tell your sisters.
Right.
Tell your brothers.
Exactly.
Tell your mothers.
A lot of people don't understand what a podcast is, so if you're listening to us and you enjoy it.
They definitely don't understand what a podcast is. I run into people all the time.
Right. A lot of people send us a message and they're like, okay, so you told me to listen to the podcast and I didn't because honestly didn't know what a podcast was. Started listening to you guys.
Right.
If you guys can just get the word out, the more people we have listening, the more stories we have for you guys.
Right.
And the more fun we have. So.
Absolutely. It's so much fun, like, interacting with all of you. And
right.
Just the more the merrier.
Right. It was so fun tonight doing Facebook Live. That was amazing.
That was fun. We were going to do it for a half an hour. We did it for an hour.
Hour and a half, I believe. Or hour and 15 minutes. Because we had done 15 minutes before.
We had done some
and
before.
And then we did an hour.
So.
And we're going to do that more often.
That's crazy.
And we have a drawing coming up.
We do.
Yes. I think it's next month.
Yes.
I think that's when we scheduled it.
Yep. Perfect.
So,
hey, Secret Santa.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook group.
Yeah.
You gotta sign up by the 27th, I believe.
I think it's the end of the month, isn't it?
I think it's October 27th.
Oh, is it?
I think it is.
That means we only have 7 more days. Uh-oh.
I finally signed up.
I think we need to put this on Facebook. Like stat and Twitter.
We do. We should probably like pin it.
We probably should. I think that's a good idea.
I'm gonna go do that right now.
Okay.
So I think that's it.
I think that's it too. So thank you for listening.
Thank you guys.
And we'll see you on Thursday with a new block party. And so excited. Tuesday. Guess what Tuesday is? Doesn't Joe come out with his new podcast on Tuesday?
No.
Or is it next Tuesday?
Tuesday's Halloween. No. Next Tuesday. No. The 24th is Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday.
So Tuesday Joe comes out with, okay.
So this will come out the day before. So tomorrow Joe comes out.
So listen to us, then listen to Joe, then listen to us again.
Right.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
Joe, listen to us, then listen to yours, and then listen to us.
And then call us.
And then call me.
Or like tweet us.
FaceTime me.
And let Nikki fix your website.
Hey, 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 yeah.
And wear those white pants.
Could you imagine? I can't. Don't go there.
Can you please come over here and wear your white pants and do the podcast with
I would
us?
probably throw up.
Are you like...
I'm one of those people
like
that when I get too...
Is Stan the one that throws up?
Probably. But I'm one of those people when I get too nervous, I throw up.
Oh, well... Okay, don't wear the white pants.
Right, because that would stain. Because I'm... Oh, God. He's never going to let me fix this website. He's never... No. He's going to be like...
Who is this throwing up girl in my white pants?
Exactly. And this girl, who is this girl? She's crazy.
She really wants to see me in white pants.
She used to write notes to me on paper plates and put them in her window.
And she took grass from a stranger's house. Thought it was mine.
Oh. Maybe I need to reenact that at his, like, childhood home, but, like, not... You know what I mean?
Like, don't overstep your bounds?
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Like, do it. Do you think that'd be funny? Probably not.
That would be funny. We could take a picture of you doing it.
I can pretend. I'll have a Ziploc bag and pretend.
Pretending.
Right, because I don't want to take anybody's grass, you know?
No, people wouldn't like that.
No, they'd be upset about that, and I can understand that. I'd be upset if somebody was out front of my house, like, taking my grass. Actually, I wouldn't. I'd be like, go for it.
Whatever.
You do you.
Clearly, you need the grass more than I do.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to close this up now.
Yep. Come find us on Twitter at...
So-called whatever.
Come find us on Facebook and Instagram.
My so-called whatever.
And our website, mysocalledwhatever.com.
Yep.
Peace out.
And email us your stories to mysocalledwhatever@gmail.com. Bye.
Bye.